Hey everybody, what's happening? Son of a Silver Stacker here. In today's numismatic news and information for the second day of June 2022, I'd like to welcome you over to AppMex so we can look at the live spot prices. However, before we do that, I'd like to welcome you to a good morning to you with Tiny Numismatics number 154. And we're doing something a little bit different today. We're going to be streaming this from StreamYard to 3 different YouTube channel locations. What? Yeah, take your pick. You can come join any one of us. It's really kind of cool. Now, over here to AppMex. Boom. So I've always talked about how I would like to have a bigger, larger view of gold, silver, platinum, and palladium prices. Well, it looks like I got my wish. So here I am at appmex.com. Gold is up 830 to 1862.90. Silver up 18 cents to 22.36. Platinum up $11.80 to 1031.20. And palladium up $9.10 to 20.54 even Steven. Now, next stop today, boom, oops, there's Kitco. And there's an interesting article here out of Kitco yesterday, June 1st, 2022, at 3:15 in the afternoon, written by Niles Christensen. And the title of this article, and I will leave a link in the description, U.S. Mint sells 147,000 ounces of gold last month, a sign of growing investor anxiety. And there's some really interesting information here that I'll be sharing with you today. And I'm going to be headed over to the United States Mint's website to look at the bullion sales as well as the availability of the uncirculated American Silver Eagle that dropped just yesterday. So here we go. While gold prices appear to be trapped in neutral below 18.50 an ounce, and actually I think they're at 18.65 this morning, physical demand for the precious metal appears to tell a different story. One of growing investor anxiety, according to some market analysts. In its monthly sales data, U.S. Mint sold 147,000 ounces of gold in various denominations, and I got to show you which denomination I think is going to be super duper important. Various denominations of its American Eagle gold bullion coins. And now this is the best May performance since 2010. All right. Now compared to April sales, they are up 67%. Now for the year, bullion demand is up a massive 617%. Now imagine that's silver and gold. Now it says even taking the COVID-19 related production issues out of the equation, U.S. gold bullion sales are up more than 400% from the 5-year average between 2015 and 2019. So that's the gold bullion sales. And I think down at the bottom, they talk about 2015 to 2019 in relationship to silver as well. So that's really interesting. And we'll hit that here in a second. Now, Philip Strebel, chief market strategist at Blue Line Futures, said there is a false equivalence between gold future prices and sentiment in the marketplace. And that means there is a disconnect, right? So that's really interesting. We need to think about that, right? So if there's a disconnect between the activity of the purchases and the price, well, something's up, right? And it just doesn't add up. And if something doesn't add up, something's off. Bullion sales better reflects the anxiety investors are feeling right now. When you hear economists talk about a recession, it starts to make sense why bullion sales are so strong, he said. Gold will always be a long-term store of value. And there's a lot of people that do say and do think that we are in a recession. And there's a good amount of people that do say and think that we're going to avoid a recession, really. And I think the only person who really knows about a recession is you. Right? You know your current economic situation. You know whether your finances are in a recession or not. Right? We all have our own personal situation going on, whether it's a recession or whether we're having a boom or bust economy. Right? Because whether or not it's happening in the larger economy, it all depends on where we're at. Right? And how we feel about it. Now, it starts to make sense why bullion sales are so strong. He said gold will always be a long-term store of value. Now, Daniel Pavilonis, that's a cool name, senior commodities broker with RJO Futures, also said bullion sales better capture the current sentiment in the marketplace and not the prices, right? Bullion sales and not prices. He added that futures market is currently too closely tied with interest rates that are expected to rise through the year, and they absolutely are expected to rise through the year. They've talked about this. I think even Janet Yellen came out and said that we were wrong on inflation. And they're acknowledging it more now. And I've heard stories that they expect inflation to last until 2023. Now, it might be tapering off then, but it is expected to climb. Now, the Federal Reserve has signaled that it's looking to raise interest rates by 50 basis points. That's 0.5, right? Basis points at the next 2 meetings. Now, that's each meeting is going to be raised by 0.5, right? So that's 1% by the next 2 meetings. However, markets are looking for 3 50 basis point moves, so 1.5%. Okay. Now, although markets expect U.S. central bank to aggressively tighten monetary policy, and what they mean is aggressively tighten monetary policy means going to be moving interest rates higher. And I would imagine that interest rates probably going to be hiked 4 or 5 times, not just the three. And let me go ahead and now it says here, although markets expect U.S. central bank to aggressively tighten monetary policy, Pavlonis said that he doesn't think interest rates can go too much higher because of the government's massive twin deficits. Yes, indeed. So they're stuck between a rock and a hard place, and that's what people are saying. Now, gold futures are capped by rising interest rate, but people have been going out to buy the physical metal to have some real money stashed away, right? Because we see that if inflation is at 8, 9, 10%, which is kind of tame because we have easily seen food and energy go away, 40%. Not just 9%, right? So if you're getting 40% less from your purchases, right, that's your value, then your dollar is being destroyed, and the value of that dollar is being destroyed, I think. Yeah, that's right. Now, Pavlonis added that he is ultimately bullish on gold and there's solid demand for the precious metal. He said that he sees gold as an undervalued, given where inflation is and how persistent it will be through 2022. And I think, like I said, it'll be probably persistent through the beginning, at least, of 2023. Now, while gold saw demand in May, while gold saw solid demand in May, investors' interest in silver was relatively lukewarm. Now, I got an opinion about this, and I'm going to share this with you when I get to the Mint's website. And I might share it now. The U.S. Mint sold 850,000 ounces of silver last month, unchanged from April. So in April and May, they sold 850,000 ounces. And to me, that makes, that begs the question, did the United States Mint have those even available to sell if they were available, right? So 850 for each month seems like it was kind of capped, because that's really odd that they would have the two same numbers each month in a row. It looks like they are allotting a certain amount per month is what it looks like to me. Now, the Mint has no sales data for silver in May 2021. Silver sales, that's interesting. Silver sales are down 58% compared to the 5-year average between 2015 and 2019. Can you imagine? And isn't that interesting? Silver sales are down. And a lot of people think that the silver precious metal has a lot more movement, a lot more upside than gold does, right? So if that's the case, why are silver sales down and gold sales up, right? Is that not true that silver has a lot more upside than gold? That's interesting. And what do you guys' take? Let me know in the comments below. Striebel noted that physical silver demand is closely tied with prices. He added that silver prices fall below 21 an ounce. He would expect bullion demand to pick up. Now, I would say that he's right. It's tied to prices. However, I think it's also tied to premiums. Yeah, premiums, because a lot of silver stackers are bummed out at the premiums. They don't like these premiums. Now, a perfect storm is brewing in the global economy that is weighing on the silver market. The precious metal is struggling as interest rates rise. At the same time, fears of slowing global growth have weakened silver industrial interest. So they're saying gold is the goods here because silver may have lost some of its demand because the economy is struggling, right? So there's that to consider. Now let's head over here to the United States Mint website. And I know I'm going to try and keep this a little bit faster. I got 8 minutes in. But that was really important information that I needed to convey. That way you can understand what's happening here on the U.S. Mint's Bullion sales, 2022 American Eagle sales by month. And this is for calendar year 2022. And we go all the way to May. Now, we've talked about the silver being 850,000 for each month. And I think that's really just a cap, because look at all these numbers are all over the map. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. I apologize. Cap and map. Who knew? Now, let's talk about the gold, right? So here we are for total gold sales in ounces for May, 147. But look at that, 88,000 the month before. That's why there was a 67% rise. But look at this, 155,000 for March, 89,000 for February. And look at that, solid total for January 2022. But look at this. This is what's really important, right? The United States Mint has produced a total number of 1.1 million gold coins, right? 1.1 million gold coins. But look at this. You go down here to the number of gold coins for the half ounce, 58,000. Yikes. And this is the number of ounces sold for the half ounce and the number of coins for the half ounce, clearly making the half ounce gold bullion coin, I think, probably the rarest, obviously, of all, the 1 ounce, the half ounce, the quarter ounce, the 10th ounce. but really maybe could even be, what is that, absolute rarity, right? I mean, only 58,000 of 1.1 million are the half ounces. Yeah, that's saying something. That's saying a lot. That the half ounce, if you can get it, that's probably a score, I would think. Now, what's going on with the silver? I'm not sure. Is it a planchet thing? It could be. That could be why we're seeing 850,000. Now, what I would like to see is if June has another 850,000, right? So that would be a trend if we see 850,000 for the month of June. And if that is the case, that means that the United States Mint is saying, okay, we're only allotting this much per month for sales. Because, I mean, obviously, I think if the Mint did produce more than 850,000, we'd have a higher number in sales here. But that's just my opinion. Now, off to the next item on the agenda today. We're going to be looking at the American Eagle 2022 1 ounce silver uncirculated coin that dropped yesterday, that had a product limit of 160,000 with a household order limit of 3, right? It was $67, and we didn't really expect this thing to sell out immediately. What we were surprised by was the amount of coins available once the item dropped. Now, data available last time I checked, it was 30,033. So I'm going to go ahead and reload and see where they are now. 29,980. So they just now reached below the 30,000 threshold. There it is, and I'm kind of surprised that. Well, put it this way, noon, these are gone. At 12:05, I think these are all spoken for and gone. So if you didn't pick one up yesterday, you still have that chance to add it to your bag with a household order limit of 3. Now, off to the plus ones today. Look at this. We got Shine On You Crazy Diamond, parts 1 through 5 by Pink Floyd. Great song. Hope you're able to get into that. Now, off to the other plus one today, and this is by Jack Canfield. He says here, make a conscious effort to surround yourself with positive, nourishing, and uplifting people. People who believe in you, encourage you to go after your dreams, and applaud your victories. Jack Canfield said that. That's pretty cool. Sounds like a cool guy. So there it is, folks. I want to thank you all for watching. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, geez, subscribe to the channel. It's free. Son of a silver stacker. Out.